So we put all this time into building these relationships. We take that time to make the classroom feel safe, and we make sure that the students feel seen and heard and that they understand they can make mistakes. But why do we do it all? Like, what's the point? Don't we want the students to behave? Wouldn't it be better to just sort of snap at them, control them? As long as they're quiet all day, sitting in class, then we're fine. We don't need a relationship, we need their respect, right?
Well, Mr. Blaine, first and foremost, a learning environment where children feel safe is definitely 100% a better environment. You wouldn't want to be walking into a class and when you get there, the students are terrified of you. They don't know what the expectations are. They're afraid of disappointing you. They cannot be themselves. They cannot be as open, as they want to. You don't want that. You want an environment where children come in, they feel safe, they feel valued, right? They can express themselves, they can share their interests, likes, dislikes. You're not going to hold them to that, in any negative way. When you have that kind of relationship built with your students, it gets to a point where they're motivated to just be there. Just to be in your class, because that's a safe place for them. They want to be there. When you begin teaching, it's easier for them to learn, because they know that you are there for them. You are there to help them. They depend on you. They trust you. Yes, they trust you. So learning takes place a little better. It's easier for you to be teaching them. They respect you, they value what is happening there. So it's easier for you to get through to them. It's easier for them to follow whatever routines you have in the class. It's easier for them to, to have high expectations of themselves just as you have of them, because they understand that, they're coming into this place and you're a team, you're working together, and of course, like I said earlier, even if things may go wrong, we work towards fixing that, and it's just a nice, safe, trusting place. Yes, when you have those relationships built.
So you said it's easier to teach them when you have those relationships built. The learning, of course, is easier for them in that process. What else makes it easier to teach them? Like, how is it easier?
When you have built a relationship with your students, you get to know them. You have times where it's early morning, your students walk into the class. Without saying a word, sometimes you can already see who has a little something weighing down on their mind. You can already see who probably, in your head you may guess maybe they didn't have breakfast or there was an issue at home, but something is bothering them, right? Are you going to come, settle the class, start working, and then just ignore whatever it is that you probably noticed? No. You take a little time, even if you don't necessarily target that particular child, but you have a nice little opening session. You bring about a topic that you think might be uplifting to that child, Well, already you would have known the type of child, and even if you don't, we know what is commonly accepted by children, what children love. So even if it is bringing in a nice, normal little story, something uplifting, something to make them feel good, and then you take it from there. At some point, you may find yourself coming closer to that child, and maybe just asking, is everything okay? Whatever, discreetly, of course, because you don't want to draw attention. That in itself will help you break, there may be some kind of barrier there, because we know so many things affect learning. When you get to know that child, or you tap on what may be a little issue, by dealing with it, then you have that child opened up to whatever experiences you had planned, for the child. If it is that this barrier is still there, you will not reach the child the way that you would want to reach the child.